What is going on, everyone? We are back with another music reaction. I'm Depraved.
I'm Hellcat.
And together we are...
HellaDepraved.
Yes, we are. And Bingx dropped some music.
With a title that I could get behind.
So about 5 days ago now, or 6, I guess, as of this recording, he dropped the song, and I remember getting the notification, and I looked over at Kat, and I said, "Hey, baby." And she's like, "What's that?" And I said, "Bingx dropped a song, and it's called I'm Not Suicidal, I'm Impulsive." And we both laughed, because... Yeah.
Titling's on point. Yeah.
Right. So yeah, we're super excited to check this out. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, this is Bingx with Mook Beats. I'm not suicidal, I'm impulsive.
I was wondering where you're going with the Mook.
That's his
I didn't
name.
read it, so you know. All right.
All right, let's get it.
I'm not suicidal, I'm impulsive. Anything I do could be explosive, yeah. Might spend all my rent money on bullshit. Think too far ahead and I lose focus, yeah. I'm not self-destructive, I'm impulsive. Set a bridge on fire just to watch it burn down. I might plant a weed and start the roses, just to find some beauty in osmosis. On a suicidal arm, like slightly.
All right.
I feel like he kind of went a little pop punk, but...
He did. But it's fitting for something that is so self-titled emo. You know? I mean, but I get it. Like, you know, I mean, aside from the phrase of setting bridges on fire in terms of cutting off old relationships and stuff like that, like, I used to set shit on fire just to watch it burn. Now, that's teenage years, and did not think through the consequences of some of the stuff that I did, which would be impulsive, like lighting a shit ton of candles in my room to the point that I had to like then walk around and blow them all out based on the heat that was being generated, and then looked at the upper part of my bookcases because I had had candles and realized my parents were going to be very unhappy if they ever saw the slight discoloration that was starting on the underside of all the bookshelves. I was like, oh, yeah, probably not. Let's not do all of them at once again. Not a good idea.
The closest thing I can have, I can share in terms of cutting off people. It's not so much cutting. I mean, I think we all have to deal with that in life, right? But I used to tell multiple people different parts of the same story and see who came back
Shitstigator.
with
yeah
more of the story, which means other people were telling each other parts of my story
without you being present, right?
And it's how I knew who I could trust and who I couldn't trust.
I was just more of an ice queen, honestly. Like, I don't know about burning bridges with anybody with a dramatic flair other than, like, family. But that's because it's drama already.
Right.
Whereas past relationships, stuff like that, it's more of like a walk away and never access again kind of thing. So it's more of a freeze. I don't know.
I do love Bingx's voice in this. And honestly, I love Bingx's voice in anything he does. But
it's Bingx's voice.
Right.
I mean, like,
right.
Yeah. Bingx's voice is positively the dopamine I needed today, even if he's emo.
Right.
You know.
Find some beauty in osmosis. On a suicidal arm, like slightly crazy. Like I like when they hate me. Think something's wrong in my head, but I take my vitamins daily. If you say that you love me, might have to mean that shit daily. I suck at swimming, but jump the bridge just to see if you'll save me. I know I'm the one that makes my life so up and down, but I feel most alive right after I almost drown on this merry-go-round, yeah, round.
Bruh. I can relate, just slightly differently.
I think he has an adrenaline problem.
No, it's almost dying makes you feel more alive type thing. I don't think it's an adrenaline thing.
Well, partially what he's talking about is an adrenaline rush. But the actual part about almost dying, you are correct. It's a little bit different.
But like, again, ladies and gentlemen, if you suffer from any mental illness and medicines help you, by no means follow my lead here.
Because we're not slightly crazy.
Right.
Just going to throw that out there.
But I do deal with depression. And I refuse to go get meds for it. Because I would rather feel the pain and sorrow than feel nothing at all.
Or be numb.
Right.
Because when you're numbed, you still feel some of it. Just kind of almost distant.
Right.
You know.
So in a parallel catty corner way, I can relate.
Right. I don't know. I'm not the drama queen, so I'm sort of, I'm definitely not going to blow shit up in order to be saved. I would rather not be. Thank you very much. But I'm also a damn good swimmer, so there is that.
Right.
And that is metaphorically as well as literally.
I'm a good enough swimmer.
You just don't like to get your ears wet.
Yeah, I hate it.
Right. I love swimming. All of it. Even if it's in the ocean. But, yeah, metaphorically as well. Like, again, I'd rather not be saved because while I will say that there are certain periods of time that that's necessary for all of us to either have somebody, like, tell us we're just blowing smoke up our ass and that we need to, pull our head out of the sand and get on with it or whatnot, and you want to attribute you being saved to them, in the end, you have to make the decision yourself.
Oh. Sorry.
Right. You have to make the decision for yourself, though. Like, you have to do it yourself. So, if you just rely on other people, eventually that's going to backfire on you. It's going to break down.
Yep.
After I almost drown on this merry-go-round, round, I live in the now, now I need to pick me up, I'm down, for some reason I always gotta explain. I'm not suicidal, I'm impulsive, anything I do could be explosive, might spend all my rent money on bullshit, think too far ahead and I lose focus, I'm not self-destructive, I'm impulsive. Set a bridge on fire just to watch it burn down. I might plant a weed and start the roses just to find some beauty in osmosis. On a suicidal, I'm an impatient person. I'm involved and I think it's urgent. How the hell can y'all wait your turn? Type of people just make me nervous. I can't hang in service anytime that I pray at church. My goofy ass gon' scream. Amen. And the look they gave me just make it worth it. I might be up and I might.
Now that I can relate to, just doing shit just to get a rise out of people.
Pushing those buttons.
Story time.
Like, all of these have not been story times so far.
There was one time
At band camp.
my brother, this is back in the 90s, 2000s-ish, early 2000s, when Blockbuster was still around.
Oh, the days.
Yeah, I love me some Blockbuster.
Moment of silence. Okay.
We go to Blockbuster. It's my brother, and he takes me, one of his friends, and one of my friends. I don't remember if it was my buddy Joe or not. I don't remember which one of my friends went with me. But we go in there, and what nobody knew when I walked in there at the time is that I had gotten a self-inflatable whoopee cushion. And for those of you that don't know what a self-inflatable one is, that's when you squeeze it and it makes all the noises, but then it automatically self-inflates. Right. Hence the reason self-inflatable. I stuck it down the front of my pants to where the part that makes the noise was dangling by my ass. And I was walking around, standing next to people, squeezing in on my stomach and groaning and being like, oh my God. And all you would hear is the, nastiest sounding whoopee cushion fart ever. God. And I'm walking around Blockbuster doing this. And my favorite part of it was there was this one moment where this lady and her kid was standing in the video game aisle, and the kid had to have been like 7, 8 years old, and at the time I'm a teenager. So I bend down to look at the bottom row, and I squeeze on it, and I'm like, oh no! And I kid you not, the mom goes, honey, we're gonna go to a different aisle.
It would have served you right if you had sharded on yourself at some point.
And, well, I wouldn't have, because it was fake.
I know, but putting pressure on your stomach and laughing and everything, it would have served you right.
But by the time anybody realized what I was doing, and the only people that realized what I was doing were the people that came with me, they started losing their shit.
Right.
Fantastic time in my life. One of my favorite comedic memories.
Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, no. That's, right. I would never have taken you anywhere again. At least with a whoopee cushion on board.
My brother. See, these are the things, though, that, again, if there was TikTok, if there was YouTube at the time,
you would have been the perfect sheep for the slaughter.
That's the type of shit that would have went viral, because that's the type of shit that goes viral now when people play pranks on other people. But, oh, it was so much fun.
Yeah, I just have a shit ton of stories about the fucked up things that have happened in my life that make it sound like Lemony Snicket's, only the adult version, that I have told over the years, which are 100% true. That at the time, had I had someone taping me as I was animatedly recounting the last day or whatever had happened, because most of the time my friends were in tears on the floor, and I was like, yeah, you guys think this is funny, but like this legit happened. They're like, well, we know, it's just the way you tell it. I'm like, great, I'm glad you feel for my pain. It's awesome. Of course that was the intent too, because if you can't laugh, you know, you're not going to get through it. But this definitely does sound like, oh, it's the patience and impulsivity thing. It's a surge of adrenaline. It's jumping in without thinking through the consequences, which again is why you have to end up explaining to people, no, I didn't really realize that it was that dangerous, or no, I'm not suicidal. I don't have a death wish. I just, you know, it looked cool at the time and I went for it. That's the kind of mentality. Right. And I wouldn't say that I'm that person, but
I think we've all been that person at least once or thrice.
Yeah, but this is like a standard mode of living kind of operandi song, at least. Whereas, I don't know, with the fibro and everything, I've always been a bit on the side of cautious because I could sneeze and pull out my neck. Now, that doesn't mean I didn't, like, walk on monkey bars, climb oak trees, whatever you want, but there is thinking through the consequences does happen. Sometimes rather rapidly, right. But yes.
It's gonna scream. Amen. And the look they gave me, just make it worth it. I might be up and I might be down, but they'll never say I'm boring in my burial. Even off drugs, I'm a little unsound. That's a Tuesday on this merry-go-round, yeah, round, yeah. I live in the now, yeah. Now I need to pick me up, I'm down, yeah. For some reason I always gotta explain. I'm not suicidal, I'm impulsive. Anything I do could be explosive, yeah. Might spend all my rent money on bullshit. Think too far ahead and I lose focus, yeah. I'm not self-destructive, I'm impulsive. Set a bridge on fire just to watch it burn down. I might plant a weed and start the roses, just to find some beauty in osmosis. On a suicidal I'm
Quite like that.
Fucking loved it.
Quite like that. Now, I may not be entirely like that, but there is something to be said for living in the now and not overthinking what comes in the future. Because honestly, if you start thinking about all the stuff that you've got to do, or all the stuff that you have planned for that week, or, you know, adding on to that the next couple of months, the next couple of years, what you got to do in the future to retire, your overthinking goes nuts. And then you might actually be suicidal. So there is that. But, you know, quite enjoyed. Quite enjoyed. Yeah.
Absolutely loved the song. Again, I don't think there's anything I've heard from Bingx that I don't love.
Right.
I need more Bingx in my life.
Hint, hint.
Good news is there's another song he's also dropped, which
Right.
we will probably get to within the next few days. I say next few days because it's our weekend now, and we won't be recording again until Monday.
Right. So it'll probably be out next week.
So sometime next week.
Looking forward to it.
Super dope. Absolutely loved it, Bingx. Keep killing it, homie.
I like all the new sounds.
Yeah.
Like, I just like hearing you on a bunch of different genres. It's fun. It's fun.
We just like hearing you. You know, take that as you will. All right. Woo. Let's go on the playlist.
Yeah.
If you guys like the video, slash that like, not the Halloween one, but our regular playlists. Slash that like button, subscribe, do all the things. You know the normal drill. I stopped doing that.
He doesn't.
I just randomly fucking started doing it again. Sub if you liked the video. Don't sub if you didn't. We don't care. At the end of the day, we love you and hope you have a wonderful day. Take care. Peace.